Kendall was ignoring Bad Bunny and that her body language says it all. The whole thing is a PR stunt set up by Kris Jenner.
It looks like Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker are potentially rekindling their relationship.
Kendall Jenner, and I know people would be like, oh my god, I
You
can't
smashed Kendall Jenner, bro?
People think that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are throwing shade at Kendall Jenner. They look like this when Kendall Jenner walks by.
There's an A-minus list female reality star who hasn't left the bed of her girlfriend and the girlfriend's boyfriend.
Is Kendall Jenner finally coming out the closet?
The worst single person ever. I don't chase, I attract.
Kendall Jenner has been bouncing between relationships. When she's not with Bad Bunny, she's with Devin Booker. When she's not with Devin Booker, Bad Bunny is trying to get her back. Her relationship roller coaster has gotten out of hand, and now some people are questioning the authenticity behind her dating history. So hit subscribe and stay tuned, because the deeper you go into celebrity drama, the crazier it gets. You just know Kendall Jenner's dating history is messy when her older sister Kim is wearing a shirt that says Kendall starting 5 with 5 different basketball players that she's been linked to. One thing about Kendall Jenner is that she's still a Kardashian in my mind, and her dating history speaks for itself. She has labeled herself the worst single person ever, but I disagree.
The worst single person ever. Because I'm not going out, I'm not exploring anything, I just sit at home. But whatever. I don't chase, I attract.
Don't you hate when rich people are like, I just sit at home? What do you mean? You are just the main outlet. You're out all the time at restaurants, bougie things, vacations. No, I'm sitting here in this room. She doesn't have any sense of reality.
I'm not kidding. We need a single sister photo.
Are you a relationship girl?
Yeah. But I'm also really good at being independent. And it's not something that I'm looking for either. I think I just find myself in relationships. I don't know, I hate this conversation. I feel like I just did therapy this morning, Danielle. I don't feel like I need it again.
Now, one thing that Kendall said that is factual is that she likes to be in a relationship. Now, I do think Bad Bunny is one of her more interesting boyfriends because they're so on and off again. Right after Bad Bunny moved to LA in February 2023, he and Kendall were seen out and about together. An insider said that she likes him and is having fun. He is different from guys that she's dated in the past. But things moved quickly in their relationship. By March 2023, we saw Bad Bunny was already dissing some of Kendall's ex-boyfriends like Devin Booker on his track Coco Chanel, with lyrics like, "Sun in Puerto Rico is hotter than in Phoenix, she knows it." What he was referencing is actually the fact that Devin Booker's basketball team is the Phoenix Suns. Devin responded in a deleted Instagram comment, writing he worried about another man again, and that he needs to go and focus on his relationship, not on what Devin's doing. Now, this is a hot take, but I feel like when you talk about PR relationships, that is pretty PR. They meet in February, but then in March, he releases a song that's referencing one of her ex-boyfriends. To me, it seemed a little bit set up because music doesn't typically move that fast, and it's not like he was super inclined to put out this track as a diss track. It just happened to come out, and it happened to have this lyric. Now, by December that year, it turns out that they broke up for the first time. Later that year, in December 2023, a source confirmed to People magazine that they had split up. But it turns out that that split did not last long because in May 2024, they were seen together again. Turns out that they made up, and then a week later they were seen at a Met Gala after party together. So there was a short breakup for about 5 months, but that reconciliation didn't last long. A source said that they had broken up again. They're still friendly, but they have taken a step back and they aren't dating. They also explained that Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny were more serious after their short break earlier this year, but ultimately it did not work out. US Weekly also confirmed that Bad Bunny is back on the dating app. Mariah, you know the dating pool is bad out here whenever Bad Bunny has to resort to dating apps.
After Kendall Jenner was spotted at a Lakers game with Bad Bunny, people started to make a lot of crazy assumptions. Videos have been going around saying that Kendall was ignoring Bad Bunny and that her body language says it all, with people in the comments saying she doesn't even acknowledge him or she acts like she's too good for him, and others even saying they don't understand how this is happening. And then there are those saying that the whole thing is a PR stunt set up by Kris Jenner, which could potentially be accurate.
Speaking of PR stunts, this person wrote on Reddit, "Am I the only one that thinks that this obviously benefits Bad Bunny's career? He's already super famous with the Latin community. Girls didn't even know his name was Benito until Kendall started dating him." Another person added, "I think it's publicity for Kendall, too. I truly believe that the Jenner Kardashian family has been sliding in popularity, so connecting with Bad Bunny is bringing them into a huge audience. Another person said, I've been saying this all week. I feel like seeing him everywhere now between the Kendall thing, the Grammys, and Coachella. They are pushing him in America, and he was already huge before, but now he's even more popular and part of pop culture. I don't think the Kardashian Jenners can take credit for that. Bad Bunny has done his own thing. One person wrote, I saw them at Sushi Fumi in Los Angeles last week. They were there. They arrived separately, and the next day the tabloid said that there was so much PDA they were all over each other. Yet when this person was at the restaurant, they saw nothing. No PDA. Another person asked, I want to know what they talk about. What do they have in common? I can't imagine them having a conversation at all.
Stop what you're doing and listen to this, because Benito might have landed himself in the middle of whatever it is the Kardashians are trying to cover up. I refuse to believe that this relationship is anything more than a PR stunt, because it just doesn't make any sense. Look at how theasul this man's is. This is not a man's in love. One thing I've noticed is that there's definitely an audience base that isn't as in love with Bad Bunny as the rest of us seem to be. And you believe? Potential theories for this agreement include: 1, he got paid a pretty penny by momager Kris Jenner. If it's the right amount, I'm sure that you will have a hard time saying no. 2, he wants to appeal even more to the American public. 3, the Kardashians/Jenners are trying to distract us from a bigger scandal that's happening, which of course they've done in the past. Or D, all of the above. I am devastated that the first thing Benito does when he gets to LA is get involved with his family.
So, Bad Bunny and Kendall have been rocky, up and down, breaking up and getting back together. And Devin Booker has been on the sidelines. I don't know if that's a basketball joke or not, but he's the basketball player that Kendall Jenner has been hooking up with. Kendall and Devin have been together for quite some time, actually making their relationship official in February 2021 for Valentine's Day. In June 2021, the pair celebrated their 1-year anniversary with some PDA Instagram photos. But after being together for 2 years, Kendall and Devin briefly broke up. However, by July 2022, it seems like they were rekindling things. And by September of that year, they were back to being in a public relationship again. But everything broke up shortly after in October 2022. Both had incredibly busy schedules, and they were focusing on their careers and making that a priority, which sounds interesting. After 2 years of dating, that's quite an interesting decision to use as an excuse because you've been together for 2 years. I feel like those are things that usually happen early on. It's not like Kendall's life has changed drastically, and he's still doing basketball. So, Bad Bunny has come into the picture, and then he left again because this year we've got reports that Kendall Jenner is back with Devin Booker. Kendall shared pictures of her and Devin on social media, giving the world an intimate look into their love story. They officially broke up in fall of 2022, but they spent time together again in 2024. Kendall was exploring rekindling their relationship that February. Then she went on to date Bad Bunny again, but by the time September came around, she and Devin were seen eating out together. Later on, US Weekly reported that Kendall and Devin were back on again. Kendall thinks Devin is really funny and they seem very solid right now, a source said. So it seems like these two really got reconnected at the end of last year in 2024. And now, just a couple months ago, they were in a good place dating again. So, Kendall is now back with Devin Booker. They were in New York City recently at a friend's dinner party, making out and being very affectionate. The insider said that Kendall and Devin like to keep their relationship private, but they are very touchy when they're with friends.
It looks like Kendall Jenner and Devin Booker are potentially rekindling their relationship. They were seen together in Aspen.
It does feel like Kendall has her guys that are just in the mix on and off for years. It was like Bad Bunny was back to Devin Booker, but back to Bad Bunny, back to Devin Booker. Devin Booker is the one that keeps coming back around,
coming around the mountain when she comes. That's Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just meant to be. If they keep finding their way back to each other, maybe Kendall should be with Devin Booker.
Now, Devin isn't the only basketball player that Kendall has been linked to. She's also been linked to Ben Simmons and Blake Griffin. But I don't think those guys are as relevant. Who I want to talk about is A$AP Rocky because Kendall and A$AP Rocky are still at a lot of the same events together. We all know that Rihanna is happily with ASAP, but once upon a time, A$AP Rocky and Kendall were together in April 2017. Kendall was at Rocky's Coachella performance. Onlookers told people that they were all over each other at an after party, and the next month they were all smiles at the Met Gala. Here's a clip of ASAP Rocky being interviewed, and he's asked about Kendall.
Black for dating or being seen with white women. I'm sure people on social media, do they come at you for that?
I wouldn't know, but I don't only just date white women.
I mean, I know
I like
you don't.
all women.
I know you don't, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, there was a picture of you and say Kendall Jenner, and I know people would be like, "Oh my God, I
You
can't
smashed
believe
Kendall
you."
Jenner, bro?
No, it was just a
Stupid,
picture of them out.
Now, because of this fling that Kendall and ASAP had, it's left Rihanna with a bad taste in her mouth. She really does not like the Kardashians, especially the Jenners. There's actually reports that Rihanna will not go to events if she knows that a Kardashian or Jenner is there, but this has been going on for years, and at some point she really can't avoid them. So when she does make contact with one of them, especially Kendall, she's not happy. And you can see it on her face.
People think that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are throwing shade at Kendall Jenner, and here's why. At the last show that Kendall Jenner walked at, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were in the crowd. People noticed they looked like this when Kendall Jenner walked by. Notice Rihanna's face. When people caught wind of that, the Twitter memes began. People said Rihanna's face during Kendall Jenner's walk. Riri said, "I know y'all lying." This was Rihanna's face while Kendall Jenner walked the runway. Also, on a side note, if you don't remember, back in 2016, Kendall Jenner and A$AP Rocky were in some type of relationship. Maybe it's a little jealousy, maybe there's some bad blood, or maybe it's a total coincidence.
They reportedly dated from 2016 through 2017, but broke up because of their difficult work schedules. Kendall made it clear that she isn't jealous of Rihanna's relationship with A$AP Rocky, but it doesn't seem like Rihanna has forgotten about their fling, and she's still not happy about it. To highlight her disapproval of Kendall Jenner, Rihanna pulled out of a Victoria's Secret fashion show when Kendall was surprisingly added to the list. Her decision didn't seem to be a coincidence, and she announced that she wasn't going shortly after everyone found out Kendall would be there.
Going to a
Random
Rihanna concert,
throwback,
and she
but
wrote, "If Rihanna
remember
doesn't
when
perform
Kendall
Complicated
Jenner
tomorrow,
posted
I'm
on
gonna be
social
very
media
upset."
she was going to a
Hashtag
Rihanna
fave
concert
song,
and wrote,
in which
"If
Rihanna
Rihanna doesn't perform
responded to
Complicated
Kendall
tomorrow,
writing, "Well,
I'm going to be very upset." Hashtag fave song, to which Rihanna responded, "Well, don't come." One thing about Rihanna is that she's going to be real, and she's never been phony about how she feels about this family. Even though Rihanna tried to make sure that the Kardashians were not at the Met Gala that year, they still ended up being there. She couldn't stop them, but it's crazy that there were reports saying Rihanna was trying to keep them out. Rihanna has never been a fan of the Kardashians. When Kim was married to Kanye West, she tried to get close to Rihanna and got totally shut down. And Rihanna did not appreciate Kendall's friendship with Chris Brown. Kendall chose a side, and it was the wrong one. At the time, Rihanna and Rocky were technically just friends, but that did not stop her from feeling territorial over him. It just solidified her dislike for Kendall. On top of Rihanna not liking this family, she cannot hide how she feels. I love Rihanna because one thing about her is that she's going to have an opinion, and there have been many instances where it seems like she's been caught saying things about these sisters right out loud in public, almost to their faces.
In fact, just months after Kendall was named Fashion Icon of the Decade, Rihanna was allegedly overheard saying some very nasty things about Kendall at the 2018 Met Gala. One eyewitness told Star magazine that Rihanna was standing next to Kendall Jenner at the bar and loudly said, "Good thing I have curves to pull this outfit off. I would hate to be a stick figure." The insider added that Riri just stared at Kendall, laughed in her face, and walked away. And while Kendall's fans called out Rihanna for body shaming, the Navy defended her and claimed Riri is never mean to anyone without reason. When a Pisces doesn't like you, it's because they see through you.
Once upon a time, Kendall was linked with Harry Styles. Where is Harry Styles? Is he coming back with new music? I feel like he's been with so many A-list celebrities, but reports back then said that these two were just friends, despite there being plenty of pictures of them together, seemingly acting like a couple. Here's a clip of a TikToker breaking down Kendall and Harry's relationship.
The two had their very first date in November of 2013 where they went to Craig's, aka I don't want anybody to see us, but like I want paparazzi to see us, place of LA. Then in the following January of 2014, they ended up going on a skiing trip together in Mammoth, and these pictures made girls lose their mind. And then surprisingly, they weren't seen together or even mentioned together for the next 2 years until the yacht trip of December 2015. If you know, you fucking know. Kim may have broken the internet with the Paper magazine cover, but these broke America's heart. That was in December 2015, and then January 2016, Khloe Kardashian kind of had a slip up on a late night show where she said, well, I mean, they're together, but I don't know if they're dating, kind of confirming their relationship. Throughout 2016, they were on again, off again, seen at dinners, not seen at dinners, rekindling the romance, not rekindling the romance. But we would get glimpses here and there that would make us all lose our minds. And I think after 2016, their relationship fully faded out. They would see each other, then things seemed like friendly, nothing romantic at all. But in 2019, when Harry hosted Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, Kendall was the guest. I love watching exes communicate over their past, and Kendall's like, what songs are about me? And he's like, well, tracks, and then he like eats their ghost food.
Now, one rumor I've heard time and time again is that Kendall is not into these men. There's a reason why Bad Bunny and Devin Booker are just being cycled through, because she may be LGBT. I've seen rumors that Kendall could be bisexual, maybe lesbian, and she doesn't want to come out. So this is part of her PR relationship. One person wrote, I've always heard that she was gay and closeted or bisexual. Another person added that there's been rumors of her with a lot of women. I remember rumors with Bella, and we know Bella, pictures of her kissing Stella Maxwell came out a while back, and some others. Another person added, it's interesting how Kara, and Bella went from being super close to never mentioning each other again. One person wrote, Kendall and Kara definitely dated. You can't convince me otherwise. It is interesting to see how maybe their friendships just fell out, or maybe there's more than that. Also interesting, they're wearing these shirts, these cake shirts. I guess that's like the relationship name. Kara and Kendall Cake. Another person added, I remember Dumois posting about her threesomes with Shaun White and Nina Dobrev. I think the couple went to Aspen with Haley, Justin, and Kendall, maybe swinging. Another person added, why do I feel like every single one of these people would be so boring in bed? I don't know about any threesomes, but here's a TikToker breaking down that blind item.
Guys, we've got a new blind item in that's allegedly about this crazy Aspen skiing trip that Kendall Jenner is currently on with all of her friends. The blind item states there is an A- list female reality star who hasn't left the bed of her girlfriend and the girlfriend's boyfriend much at all for the past 2 days, and this is allegedly about Kendall Jenner, Nina Dobrev, and Shaun White. Just to update you, if you've been living under a rock, Kendall and Bad Bunny have officially split. To try and get over the breakup, by the sounds of the blind item sphere, Shaun White and Nina Dobrev have put a smile back on Kendall's face. I mean, if this is true, this is kind of crazy. And I can see Kendall and Nina together.
Now, in 2020, Kendall did address these rumors about whether she was gay or not. In an interview with Vogue, Kendall was asked point blank if there's any truth to fan theories that she's gay or bisexual. The question made her laugh. She said, I know I have male energy, but I don't want to say that that's wrong because I'm not transgender. But I have tough energy. I move differently. To answer your question, I'm not gay. I have literally nothing to hide. I would never hide something like that. She says, I think it's because I'm not like my other sisters who are like, here's me and my boyfriend. So for a minute, because no one ever saw me with a guy, I would go that extra mile to be low-key with guys or sneak around all the time. So she's explaining that she's not showing off her love life like her sisters are, which is why everyone thinks she's gay. She says, I don't think I have a bisexual or gay bone in my body. I've never been there before, but she's not against it. I didn't know there were gay bones. If you thought Kendall's dating history was messy, just wait until you hear what's coming next. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned.